Okay, we are continuing from 4.77, the same pastimes of Shri Madhvendra Puri and how he is celebrating the festival. He found the deity of Gopal, and there are so many elaborate arrangements he did. So I'll continue to read. Please let me know whoever wants to read. Hare Krishna. यद्यपि गोपाल सब अन्य व्यंजन खैला तंद्राहस्त स्पर्श पुनः ते मानी हैला. Let me read first five, then I'll ask Lakshmi Mataji. Although Shri Gopala are everything, okay, I think we covered this one. We covered this one. The next one. यह अनुभव कैला माधव गोसानी तंद्रथानी गोपालेरा लुकना किचु नहीं. How Gopal ate everything while the food remained the same was transcendently perceived by Madhvendra Puri Goswami. Nothing remains a secret to the devotees of the Lord. एका दिन रे उद्योगे आइछे महोत्सव कैला गोपाल प्रभावे हये अन्य न जनिला. The wonderful festival and installation of Sri Gopal Ji was arranged in one day. Suddenly, all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopal. No one but a devotee can understand this purport. The Krishna conscious movement has spread all over the world within a very short time, within 5 years. And mundane people are very much astonished at this. However, by the grace of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we understand that everything is possible by the grace of Krishna. Why does Krishna have to take 5 years? In 5 days, he can spread his name and fame all over the world like wildfire. Those who have faith in and devotion to Krishna can understand that these things happen so wonderfully by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are simply the instrument. In the fierce battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna was victorious within 18 days simply because Krishna's grace was on his side. Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhutir Dhura Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystic, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly by opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. If the preacher in our Krishna conscious movement are sincere devotee of Krishna, Krishna will always be with them because he is very kind and favorable to all his devotees. Just as Arjuna and Krishna were victorious in the battle of Kurukshetra, the Krishna conscious movement will surely emerge victorious if we but remain sincere devotees of the Lord and serve the Lord according to the advice of the predecessors, the six Goswamis and other devotees of the Lord. As Narottam Das Thakur has stated, Tandera charan seva bhakta sanevas janame janame hai ei abhilash. Krishna conscious devotee must always desire to remain in the society of devotees. Bhakta Sanavas, they cannot go outside the Krishna conscious society or movement. Within the society, we must try to serve the predecessor by preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult and spreading his name and fame all over the world. If we attempt this seriously within the society, it will be successfully done. There is no question of estimating how this will happen in the mundane sense. But without a doubt, it happened by the grace of Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, this is a very nice purport of Srila Prabhupada, as the entire festival of Gopalji happened in one day. So that itself is a big miracle, as we all understand. To arrange any festival, even in the temple, takes so many elaborate arrangement and preparation for anything. But here, Krishna empowered his devotee, and things happen, within one day. Everything was arranged. Srila Prabhupada is trying to connect these things with the pastimes of Arjuna and Krishna, that how Arjuna became victorious in just 18 days because Krishna's grace was on his side. And then Srila Prabhupada also connects that, the Krishna consciousness movement has spread all over within these 5 years. which is a miracle, and people are astonished by that. And then Prabhupada tells that what to talk of 5 years, it can happen in 5 days. And so Prabhupada writes a very, very important statement here. If the preacher in our Krishna conscious movement are sincere devotee of Krishna, Krishna will be always be with them. So that's a very punching line. So we all should try, we all should share. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given to all of us, right? He has showered his mercy to all of us. Now it is our duty to share the nectar, the fruits which he has given to many, many more souls in this world. So this is the written gift Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking from all of us. That let us share this some prasad, some mahamantra, some connection with Krishna to so many people of this world, that they can also benefit, and that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fame, Krishna's fame will increase. Okay, let us continue. Lakshmi Mataji, now please read on this onwards. आचमन दिया दिला विद का संचाया आरती करी ले लोके करे जया जया. Lakshmi Mataji, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
No.
Prabhu. I can read otherwise, Prabhu.
Okay, please.
The translation. Madhavendra Puri offered water to Gopala for washing his mouth, and he gave him betel nuts to chew. Then, while Aarti was performed, all the people chanted, Jaya Jaya, all glories to Gopala.
सव्य करैला नूतन खटा अन नव वस्त्र आनी तर उपर पथिया.
Arranging for the Lord's rest, Sri Madhavendra Puri brought a new cot, and over this he spread a new bedspread, and thus made the bed ready.
So cot means the bed for rest. त्रिनातति दिया चरिदिका वरिला उपरेता एकातति दिया अच्छी दिला.
A temporary temple was constructed by covering the bed all around with a straw mattress. Thus, there was a bed and a straw mattress to cover it.
पूरी गोसानी अग्न दिला सकल ब्राह्मणे ए बाल वृद्धा ग्रामेरा लोका कर हे भोजने.
After the Lord was laid down to rest on the bed, Madhavendra Puri gathered all the Brahmanas who had prepared the prasadam and said to them, Now feed everyone sumptuously, from the children on up to the aged.
सबवासी क्रमे क्रमे भोजन करिला ब्राह्मण ब्राह्मणी गणे आगे खोयोइला.
All the people gathered there sat down to honor the prasadam, and by they took food. All the Brahmanas and their wives were fed first, or put. According to the Varnashrama system, the Brahmanas are always honored first. Thus, at the festival, the Brahmanas and their wives were first offered the remnants of food, and then the others, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. This has always been the system and is still prevalent in India, even though the caste Brahmanas are not qualified. The system is still current due to the Varnashrama institutional rules and regulations.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else wants to read? Lakshmi Mataji, if you want to read now, let me know. अन्य ग्रामेरा लोका यथा दीक्षित ऐला गोपाल देखिया सबे प्रसाद करिला. Prashanti Mataji.
Those who took prasadam included not only the people of Govardhan village, but also those who came from other villages. They also saw the deity of Gopal and were offered prasadam to eat.
Thank you, Pradhaman Prabhuji. Please continue for 4-5 more verses. देखिया पुरीरा प्रभवे लोक चमत्कार पूर्व अनकुटाए न हाइले साक्षात्कार.
Seeing the influence of Madhvendra Puri, All the people gathered there were struck with wonder. They saw that the Ankuta ceremony, which had been performed before during the time of Krishna, was now taking place again and by the mercy of Sri Madhvendra Puri. Purport. Formerly, at the end of Dwapar Yuga, all the coward men of Vrindavan had arranged to worship King Indra, but they gave this worship up, following the advice of Sri Krishna. Instead, they performed a ceremony whereby they worship the cow, Brahmanas, and Govardhan hill. At that time, Krishna expanded himself and declared, I am Govardhan hill. In this way, he accepted all the paraphernalia and food offered to the Govardhan hill. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:24-26, 31 to 33.
Let's see the translation, Prabhuji.
Prepare very nice food of all description from the grain and ghee collected for the yagna. Prepare rice, dal and halwa, pakora, puri and all kind of milk preparation like sweet rice, sweet ball, sandesh, rasgulla and laddu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna therefore advised the cowardsmen to stop the Indra Yagna and begin the Govardhan Puja to chastise Indra, who was very much puffed up at the beginning, at the being the supreme controller of the heavenly planet. The honest and simple coward men, headed by Nanda Maharaj, accepted Krishna's proposal and executed in detail everything he advised. They performed Govardhan worship and circumambulation of the hill. According to the instruction of Lord Krishna, Nanda Maharaj and the coward men called in learned Brahmanas and began to worship Govardhan hill by chanting Vedic hymns and offering prasadam. The inhabitants of Vrindavan assembled together, decorated their cows, and gave them grass. Keeping the cows in front, they began to circumambulate Govardhan hill. Nice.
So, Srila Prabhupada is again connecting, this particular pastime to the Govardhan hill, because so much bhoga was offered to the deity of Gopal, and similarly, so much bhoga was offered to the Govardhan hill. And Govardhan hill is very, very nice pastime. I think I heard some time back that Krishna was lifting Govardhan hill, with his pinky finger from the left hand, and all different five rasas he was exchanging at the same time. All the gopas are there, gopis are there, his parents are there, animals are there, servants are there. So all different rasas, Krishna is, he's standing but extending all different rasa all together. It's a very, very nice pastime, and we also learn that how should we celebrate different festivals. For example, Gaur Purnima is coming. How we should really celebrate, those festivals. This is how we read these different, sections before a festival or hear some good classes, so that we prepare our consciousness to welcome the Lord on that particular day. Okay, so let us continue. Sakala Brahmana Puri Vaishnava Karile, Sei Sevi Seva Madhe Sabha Niyojile.
All the Brahmanas present on that occasion were initiated by Madhvendra Puri into the Vaishnava cult, and Madhvendra Puri engaged them in different type of service. In the scripture, it is stated, Sat Karma Nipuna Vipro Mantra Tantra Visardha. A qualified Brahman must be expert in the occupational duty of Brahman. His duty are mentioned as 6 Brahminical engagement. Prarthana means that Brahman must be conversant with the Vedic scripture. He must also be able to teach others to study the Vedic literature. This is Pathan. He must also be expert in worshipping different deities and in performing the Vedic rituals, yagna. On account of this yagna, the Brahmans being the head of society, perform all Vedic rituals for Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. This is called yagna, assisting other in performing ceremonies. The remaining two items are dan and pratigraha. The Brahmins accept all kind of contribution patigraha from his followers, namely the Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudras. But he does not keep all the money. He keep only as much as required and give the balance to the other charities. In order for such a qualified Brahmana to worship the deity, he must be Vaishnava, and thus the Vaishnava's position is superior to that of the Brahman. This example given by Madhvendra Puri confirms that even though Brahman may be very expert, he cannot become a priest or a servitor of the Vishnu Murti unless he is initiated in Vaishnava mantra. After installing the deity of Gopal, Madhvendra Puri initiated all the Brahmanas into Vaishnavism, and he then allotted the Brahmans different type of service to the deities. From 4 in the morning until 10 at night, from Mangala Arti to Sandhya Arti, there must be at least 5 or 6 Brahman to take care of the deity. 6 Artikas are performed in the temple, and food is frequently offered to the deity and the prasadam distribution. This is the method of worshipping the deity according to the rules and regulations set by the predecessors. Our sampradaya belong to the disciplic succession of Madhvendra Puri, who belongs to the Madhva Sampradaya. We are in the disciplic succession of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was initiated by Sri Iswar Puri, a disciple of Madhvendra Puri. Our Sampradaya is therefore called Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. As such, we must carefully follow in the footsteps of Sri Madhvendra Puri and observe how he installed the Gopal deity on the top of Govardhan Hill, how he arranged and performed the Ankut ceremony in only one day, and so forth. Our installation of deity in America and in the wealthy country of Europe should be carried out in terms of Sri Madhvendra Puri's activity. All the servitor of the deity must be strictly qualified as Brahman and specifically must engage in the Vaishnava custom of offering as much prasadam as possible and distributing it to the devotee who visit the temple to see the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Prabhupada very nicely explains the quality of Brahman, Patan, Patan, Yajan, Yajan. So, and then, whatever he accept, that he should just, doesn't keep all the money and gives in balance to others. So basically there is no greed, no greed in the Brahmanas. And then Prabhupada briefly mentioned about that how we should take care of the deities, the temple, different offering, and then Prabhupada went on that how we belong to the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And that's how it ends. Okay, we'll continue. Prashanti Mataji, you can read now onwards. पुनादिने शेषे प्रभु रे करिला उठाना किछु भोगा लागिला करैला जलपाना.
After taking rest, the deity must be awakened at the end of the day, and immediately some food and some water must be offered to him. This offering is called Vaikali Bhoga, food offered at the end of the day.
Okay. गोपाल प्रकट हैला देशे शब्द हैले आशा पाशा ग्रामेरा लोका देखिते आइले.
When it was advertised throughout the country that Lord Gopala had appeared atop Govardhana hill, all the people from neighboring villages came to see the deity.
एका एका दीना एका एका ग्राम लैला मागिना अन्नकूट करे सभा हर्षित हाना.
One village after another was pleased to beg Madhavendra Puri to allot them one day to perform the Annakuta ceremony. Thus, day after day, the Annakota ceremony was performed for some time.
That is excellent, right? Every village is asking, one day we will do, one day we will do. So much enthusiasm to serve the Lord. Ratri kala thakurera karaya sayana puri gosani kaile kichu gavya bhojana.
Sri Madhavendra Puri did not eat anything throughout the day, but at night, after laying the deity down to rest, he took a milk preparation.
प्रथाकाले पुन्हा ताईचे करेला सेवना अन्नालाना एका ग्रामेरा ऐला लोकगणा.
The next morning, the rendering of service to the deity began again, and people from one village arrived with all kinds of food grains.
If anybody else wants, please, raise your hand or let me know. The next morning, oh sorry, प्रातःकाले पुन्हा ताईचे करीला सेवना. We read this one, right, Mataji?
Yeah, please start this.
Next. अन्नाघृत दधी दुग्ध ग्रामयता चिला गोपालेरा गेलो का आणया धरिला.
Anyone is reading or shall I continue, Prabhu?
Let Mona Mataji read. Mona Mataji, yes, go ahead.
Translation. The inhabitants of the village brought to the deity of Gopala as much food grains, ghee, yogurt, and milk as they had in their village. Purport. Anna, grata, dahi, dugda, or food grains, ghee, yogurt, and milk. Actually, these are the basic basis of all food. Vegetables and fruits are subsidiary. Hundreds and thousands of preparation can be made out of grains, vegetables, ghee, milk, and yogurt. The food offered to Gopala in the Annakota ceremony contained only these five ingredients. Only demonic people are attracted to other types of food, which we will not even mention in this connection. We should understand that in order to prepare nutritious food, we require only grains, ghee, yogurt, and milk. We cannot offer anything else to the deity. The Vaishnava, the perfect human being, does not accept anything not offered to the deity. People are often frustrated with national food policies, but from the Vedic scriptures, we find that if there are sufficient cows and grains, the entire food problem is solved. The Vaishyas, people engaged in agriculture and commerce, are therefore recommended in the Bhagavad Gita to produce grains and give protection to cows. Cows are the most important animal because they produce the miracle food, milk, from which we can prepare ghee and yogurt. The perfection of human civilization depends on Krishna consciousness, which recommends deity worship, preparations made from vegetables, grains, milk, ghee, and yogurt are offered to the deity and then distributed. Here we can see the differences between the East and the West. The people who came to see the deity of Gopala brought all kinds of food to offer the deity. They brought all food they had in stock. They came before the deity not only to accept prasadam for themselves but to distribute it to others. The Krishna consciousness movement vigorously approves this practice of preparing food, offering it to the deity, and distributing it to the general population. This activity should be extended universally to stop sinful eating habits as well as other behavior befitting only demons. A demonic civilization will never bring peace within the world. Since eating is the first necessity in human society, those engaged in solving the problems of preparing and distributing food should take lessons from Madhavendra Puri and execute the Annakuta ceremony. When the people when the people take to eating only prasadam offered to the deity, all the demons will be turned into Vaishnavas. When the people are Krishna conscious, naturally, the government will be also. A Krishna conscious man is always a very liberal well wisher of everyone. When such men head the government, the people will certainly be sinless. They will no longer be disturbing demons. It is then and only that a peaceful condition can prevail in society. Prabhuji, are talking on mute.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Madam Mataji.
Hare bol.
I'm surprised you're reading this purport, and every Saturday you are coming to temple, you're cooking for the Lord, and you're
Yeah.
distributing the prasadam to so many others.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Nice
All
confidence.
Sankirtan Prabhuji's mercy and Krishna's mercy,
That is
Prabhuji.
true, yeah. In this particular purport, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing, first is the nine processes of bhakti. There is archana. One of them is archana. So we worship the Lord, with paraphernalia and with bhoga. So that is one. And Srila Prabhupada is mainly emphasizing on the cow, and how we can get different milk products. We can prepare all different things, sweets, and so much we can. So cow must be taken care. And Shri also then emphasized on the food policies and this policies, and there is so much scarcity of feed. People are, malnutrition problem and everything, because people are greedy. The greed is the major problem, that people don't want to share, want to occupy all the things of this world. And so because of this greediness, the scarcity of these resources are there. Because Sri Prabhupada often says, Mother Earth has given enough resources, enough food to to feed the seven times of the population. I think 7 or 8 times he tells like that. That there is enough food to feed, seven times of the population, but there is, the problem of the greed. And then Prabhupada again comes back that the as a Krishna conscious movement, we have to offer the prasadam food to Krishna and then offer to the general population. So by feeding the prasadam, they will become devotees. They will develop, they will eat prasadam, their vritti will change, and people will become Krishna consciousness. So this is one of the important aspects of Krishna conscious movement. We give opportunity to so many people to take Krishna Prasad. So Krishna Prasad, Krishna Kirtan, Radhesham Prabhu says Krishna Prasad, Krishna Kirtan, and Krishna Katha, and Krishna Seva. So nice, we should have all of these together. But it starts with all Krishna Kirtan or Krishna Prasadam. So, thank you, Mataji. So we'll read one more. Purvadina praya vipra karila randhana taiche anna kuta gopal karila bhojana.
The next day, almost as before, there was Annakuta ceremony. All the Brahmins prepared food and Gopala accepted them.
ब्रजवासी लोकेरा कृष्ण सहज प्रीति गोपालेरा सहज प्रीति ब्रजवासी प्रति.
The ideal place to execute Krishna consciousness is Vrajabhumi or Vrindavana, where the people are naturally inclined to love Krishna and Krishna is naturally inclined to love him. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Ye yatha mam prapadyate tam tataiva bhajyam aham. There is a responsive cooperation between the Supreme Lord Krishna and his devotees. The more a devotee sincerely loves Krishna, the more Krishna reciprocates. So much as that a highly advanced devotee can talk with Krishna face to face. Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita. Do I have, or do I
Go
read?
ahead.
Okay. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajantam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upyanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The actual mission of human life is understand Krishna and return home back to Godhead. Therefore, one who is sincerely engaged in the service of Lord with love and faith can talk with Krishna and receive instructions by which he can speedily return home back to Godhead. Today, many scholars defend the science of religion and they have some conception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the religion without practical experience of Supreme Personality of Godhead is no religion at all. Sri Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam describes this as a form of cheating. Religion means abiding by the orders of Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, if one of if one is not qualified to talk with him and take lessons from him, How can one understand the principle of religion? Thus, talks of religion or religious experiences without Krishna consciousness are useless waste of time.
Okay. So very nice purport. Again, Srila Prabhupada is mostly talking about the reciprocation. The more we are reciprocating with Krishna, Krishna will also reciprocate. Ye yatharmam prapadante. And then Srila Prabhupada also quotes, Tesham Satuttanam, that Krishna gives us the buddhi, the dami buddhi yogam tam. And he gives the understanding, he gives he gives the preeti, once we have more love towards him, then he will give the intelligence, so that we can get the instructions and eventually come back to him. So thank you so much, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Krishna Kaviraj Goswami ji ki
Jai.
jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Vancha Kalpatarubhesya Kripa
Santu Pivacha Pattanam Pavanani Vishnuyabhyo Namo Namaha.